Ndinoda kuti nyika isiwe vanhu vangu inguva yedu hatingatadzi kubudirira Mwari ari parutivi pedu rambai muchirwa My hitters gon' die, the real hitters gon' shine and my people gon' rise Cause we're born to win, I ain't saying but I'm saying
Loyalty's my favorite characteristic of God, but finding it in it is hard. It's like trying to find God. You're the only one in your camp with cheese. You pay for everything they eat. Man, that insecurity is deep. Now I ain't said no names. These are just theories. If you hear me, baby, it's home. You must admit it's kinda eerie, baby. Like them chemtrails in the sky. Hate the selling the slaves, kinda like the combines. We say everything in moderation, but don't do it in moderation. The lies of a gluttonous generation. 10-year-old girl in.
That's a fast intro. Good morning, everybody. I'm definitely not Trae Holiday, but you are watching The Day with Trae, filling in for my good friend and colleague, Trae on a holiday, has a day off today. You know what I'm saying? And so, we're gonna move through. We're gonna be joined today by Besa Gordon. You know what I'm saying? And I think Besa's gonna be. There's a lot of stuff that happened over this weekend. So you know, I anticipate maybe Besa popping up here or maybe a rewind sometime this week with all the stuff that's been going on this over there. Before and also this is a new experience here being on this set. You know what I'm saying? I'm used to my chair, so I'm digging it though. It's colorful. Director Salman. Now, this chair is definitely more comfortable though. Yeah. You know what? Than the other one. Like we used to have a news desk over in the other stuff. I guess we got a news desk here too. But before I move forward here with our first guest with Besa, is that it's something that's just is real important. That you know, it's talked about, but it's not talked about here enough, and that's this issue, like I said, of gun violence here in our city that continues to impact, you know, our neighborhoods, continues to impact our loved ones, continues to impact our community and everything else. And, you know, we just see over this last weekend, or really over the last week, the number of shootings and murders here in the Emerald City is it's a lot. Definitely don't have all the answers, but I do know that we can't just, you know, act like nothing's happening out here. You know, like people aren't getting shot, like people aren't getting killed, like families aren't getting impacted. So, you know, just want to continue to raise awareness around these issues that we're dealing with, you know what I'm saying, in our community. Before we go to Besa, right? And we got to fill it. We got to put the show together. So everybody got to work with me out there. You know what I'm saying? We jumped in here now. Like, hey, we get it together. There was a segment that it aired everywhere else, but it didn't air here. We want to play it here. And this was from a week ago. I wanted to play this. And I talked about them. I was on King 5 earlier today. And actually this show is King 5 show is airing right now. The show we recorded this morning, me and Justin Carter from Capitol Hill Seattle blog. But we talked about this band of brothers, 23rd Avenue Brewery. It's not there, huh? You don't have it yet? You're supposed to tell me that. Okay, well, I guess we'll go to Besa Gordon then. Is Besa there? Look at you gotta get off Instagram. Like, look at you over there doing selfies and
you were talking, so I was like, this is a good time for you to get my selfie in one time.
I thought I had my video over there. You know what I'm saying?
You were in the video though. It was a good video.
I closed the laptop. That's what happened. You know, ever since I left the morning update show, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know how to use any of this stuff no more.
A little bit out of that rhythm that you used to be in.
Yeah. What's up, Besa?
It's Monday. It feels like Monday.
Yeah, man. This was so we were talking about Pride earlier, and I know that probably tomorrow we'll do like a Pride recap or whatever.
Yeah.
But Pride was cracking.
Yo, I lived my best life this weekend. I'm not even gonna front. I was in the Pride parade with Hits 106.1. After the Pride Parade, I went to not bumper shoot. It felt like a bumper shoot vibe, but it was there was that many people here. It was crazy. I went to Seattle Center where they have it's like Seattle Pride Fest or something like that. And literally when Jordan and I got there, we were like, dude, it's like bumper shoot here. Like it was packed. The lines were so crazy. All I wanted was a glass of Chardonnay, and I was like, you know what? I can go to Whole Foods and walk from here to Whole Foods and get my Chardonnay before I will in one of these lines. The lines were nasty. Afterwards, I ended up going to a day party, saw Tita up there, lived my best life.
Yeah, it's a lot of people, right, who I know that aren't usually like Pride people, you know, who was out because it was, you know what I'm saying? Like it was really the perfect storm or the perfect sunshine. You know what I'm saying? An event happening, the weather, people just wanted to get out. You know, it was thick, like all over. And then also big shout out to Taking Black Pride.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They did a thing on I guess that would have been Saturday.
Yep.
You know, over there at the Seattle Center at the Mural Amphitheater. And it was pretty dope because, you know, last year Taking Black Pride, they took the space, like real deal. They was like, man, we taking this. And they, you know what I'm saying?
As they should have.
Yeah, they took Jimmy. And, you know, it's pretty dope that I remember I covered it last year. I was out there for 10 hours in that 100-degree heat. You know what I'm saying? And we made a really dope segment uplifting like the Black trans and Black queer community. And this year to be over there at the Mural Amphitheater at the Seattle Center, and that whole joint was streamed across the Converge website.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's streamed across our platform. So, you know what I'm saying? Big shout out, Taking Black Pride, you know, the Black trans community, Black queer community. They showed up, man.
They live their best lives, man. Let me tell you something. If there's one thing I learned this weekend is that the LGBTQ plus community knows how to throw on a good event. They know how to throw on a good day party. Like, I'm like, bring me with you.
Yeah, no. It's all good. These guys over there playing with the buttons and stuff. He's just jumping in and stuff.
I thought I saw something moving.
But you know, so something is interesting though, right? And this is something I always say, and this kind of actually goes into what you're talking about as Seafair and Emoji Fest and everything else. What we see with Pride outside of people, you know, being prideful and having a good time and their community coming together, is we see corporate investment at the highest level. And we see the difference of when, you know, there's real deal corporate investment. So like what happens in Black festivals is they write a check, somebody writes a check to put their banner up, and then they move on with life. And they're like, oh, we gave the Blacks something, you know, and they check a box, right? And so that's why, like at a lot of the Black events, you'll see a banner, but there's no experience.
Yeah.
But when you go to something like Pride, you see when there's a sponsor there, you know what I'm saying? It might be there, the cool zone and all this and that and everything else, because they've put an additional investment into it. And so that corporate investment of not just writing a minimal check to say, oh, we supported Pride, but actually being like, how can we, you know what I'm saying, make the most out of Pride? How can we, you know, change our colors? How can we make a special beer? How can we, you see what I'm saying? Corporates jump on that, right? But also even when you talk about like Black History Month, it's like Black History Month is celebrated like you're in a museum or a wake, and it's almost traumatizing. Black History Month should almost kind of be like Pride in the sense that it's like everybody is out and it's cracking.
Or even like a Juneteenth.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So last week, I know we didn't get to it then, but of course you're here now. And speaking of Seafair, we got called down to the Collective in South Lake Union because Seafair was having a press conference.
Yep.
Right?
Yep. They had the press conference there for Seafair, basically just to give us all the details on what is happening for Seafair this year, and kind of just in what Omari was just talking about with all like the new title sponsors. I don't know if you guys know this, but Amazon is like really sponsoring Seafair this year. They're actually the title sponsor for Seafair. So of course we did have a little chance to get to talk to our good sis Taylor over at Amazon to figure out what they're doing with Seafair this year, which, as you were saying, when you bring in these big corporate sponsors and they actually do more than just put out money, it creates like a whole new experience.
A fun family event, opportunities to bring the community back and together after all the difficulties that we've experienced, and experience one of the best fireworks show in the Northwest.
So, all right, go ahead.
So we also, aside from talking with Taylor, which was, again, I didn't expect to find out that Amazon was the title sponsor, but I can definitely see the difference in Seafair, and I can see the difference in Pride this year, because this isn't my first Pride parade. This is actually my second Pride parade. And to see the extra, just, I don't know, it was like different. I don't know, it was a different vibe. You can tell it was just like
but Amazon
elevated a
wasn't
little
really
bit.
in Pride. I think a lot of people shunned Amazon.
Oh.
Yeah, but anyways, what were you saying now?
Well, what I was saying is the after portion of it, which was the actual festival, was a big deal. Like that was great. That was great. It definitely had some bumper shoot feelings to it. And one of my favorite drag queens from RuPaul's Drag Race was there. Monet Exchange was actually at Seafair. So that was pretty dope. Like I remember getting there and I heard Monet Exchange and I like literally ran through the crowd. I was like, oh my God, Monet is here. We had like some good star power. Aside from Taylor though, we ended up talking to Margot, who was a part of Umoja Fest.
So we have Raheem Devon. He's going to be there on Saturday, August 6th. Performing live. It's a free concert for the community, for everyone to come on out and to celebrate. He's a Grammy Award-winning artist, so I think everyone will love to see him and come out and enjoy that. But then we also have like all the other community people in the community that will have performing, all the other local artists and performers. So yeah.
It's Margot right there. So Umoja Fest. And you know, the thing is, it's called Umoja Fest now, but Black Community Festival. It's had a few different names, but it's one of the oldest festivals in the city. You know, over 70 years old.
Yeah. For me, when it comes to Umoja Fest, I remember actually performing at Umoja Fest when I was a child. So to be an adult now and go and see it in this particular new atmosphere, it's, I don't know, it's pretty dope. I definitely can't wait to see Raheem Devon there. I definitely can't wait to see all of the amazing performers that are going to be there. And then just also kind of what Amazon is going to end up bringing to the plate, and kind of like, you know, I feel like we even asked Margot, I don't know if the clip is in there, but I feel like we asked her what Amazon was going to do and what they actually wanted with Amazon, and if it was going to make a difference. Do we have that clip?
I can say this year that Amazon, as them being the title sponsor for Seafair, they're also the title sponsor for Umoja Fest this year. So, you know, they were willing to step up to the plate. We still have a lot of other potential sponsors that we usually have still stepping up and coming in, but Amazon has stepped up to the plate more so this year. I feel like, you know, they could have did more, but we'll see what happens next year.
And I feel like even with that moment right there where she's like, I feel like they could have did more, that kind of goes into what you said earlier when you were like, sometimes these sponsors come in, you're like, oh, I feel like they could have done a little more.
Let's see what happens. I mean, Amazon is the world's biggest company. Yeah. So I mean, the expectation probably is that anybody's going to say that they should definitely do more. What's interesting though is that this dynamic of Amazon, Umoja Fest, Central District, and everything else. And we'll see how, you know what I'm saying, clearly how all this plays out. And for me, if Umoja Fest this year is transformational and we can see like, oh, wow, okay, here's a big difference, then I think there's something there. If Umoja Fest is always dope, we have a good time, but if Umoja Fest is like, you know, kind of like on par to where it's always been, then it would be difficult to see like what an addition of Amazon would be. So, you know, I know these people from Amazon watching, you know what I'm saying? So let's see how Umoja Fest, you know, rolls out, you know, this year, especially with them saying there's additional investment there and into the CID.
Yeah, no, I'm also really excited just to see like Raheem Devon, like they're bringing artists out, you know what I mean? Like, I think that's what makes these events so great. When you do have like bigger sponsors, you can bring out artists, and not just bringing out an artist, but it's a free event still, right? So you bring out this artist that you would normally have to pay all this money to see, and you're almost at like a family reunion, if you will, type of thing. So I'm excited.
All right. So yeah, Umoja Fest, will be on the lookout for that. And I guess we'll be getting your update here later this week. Like I said,
Yes.
all these events that you're at, and Pride and everything else this weekend.
Yes,
and,
I have
you're
video
living
footage
your
of
best
everything.
life and all that kind of stuff. Okay, we'll wait for the video. Before we let you go, Besa, I want you to look right there into your camera. Tell everybody they can keep up with you.
Oh my goodness. You can keep up with me on social media at Besa Gordon, BesaGordon. I'm Besa Gordon on everything. And then, of course, you can hear me on Hits 106.1 here in Seattle. You can hear me in Fresno, Sacramento, Portland, etc.
Everywhere like air.
You know, whole West Coast. What's up?
All right, Besa Gordon, appreciate you. We're going to take a quick break right now. When we come back, we got Faraji in the building talking about trauma-informed yoga. You're watching The Day with Trae.
I knew that I was naturally drawn to expressing myself creatively. I didn't know what it meant. I didn't know what it looked like. I never ever thought of it as a career or anything I could ever do. I used to tell people I wanted to be a judge because it just sounded cool. And it wasn't really until I was an adult that I was like, okay, I can really do this and this can be what I do to survive. And that's why now it's so important for me to make sure that my kids and other kids understand that early on, because it's when you're passionate about something, but it doesn't feel like you can also make that your life.
Right.
It's a really weird space to be in. So, if I can help someone else understand that sooner, like that, I'm thinking about that all the time.
The truth with proof, the truth with proof. If you nice with the sports, then he swooping through. He gon' highlight you. Ain't nobody live like us, fly like us. We gon' find you, put the city behind you. Let us know you got skills, we gon' be at a game. In the Northwest, we reppin' the city where it rain.
All right, welcome back to The Day with Trae. It's me and Big O filling in today for Trae on a holiday. And you see there during the break, man, today is a big Monday here today. Today at 4 o'clock, circling Seattle sports. Then at 6 o'clock, it's the Art of the Matter. Art of the Matter is back. And, man, these episodes just keep getting better and better. T-Dub will be here live in the studio. So, you know what I'm saying? Keep it tapped in here to Converge. 4 o'clock, circling Seattle sports. 6 o'clock is the Art of the Matter. Joined now in studio by Faraji Bhakti. How are you?
What's up? Oh,
yeah, man. Welcome.
I'm well. It's pretty hot already, so we're wearing shorts today.
So, yeah, man. I didn't get the memo. Look, everybody basically in shorts. Some Vaughn's in shorts. Salman from Saudi though. He from Saudi Arabia. He's like, what is it? Hot? This isn't even this. It's cold weather. All right. So now I was looking at it. It says trauma-informed yoga.
Yes.
What's that all about?
Well, trauma-informed yoga is a practice that brings in people for their unique individual trauma. What's traumatic to you may not be traumatic to me. And so having one-on-one sessions, partnering with Yoga Behind Bars, getting this training, we learn different language to use, different breath practices to use in order to address a unique individual's perspective.
So what is the outcome that somebody is supposed to get from this? And who's the typical kind of person who you might be instructing?
So all people have trauma. I am geared into the injustice system. People incarcerated. Right now, I'm working with youth, juvenile individuals that have been system impacted. And typically, we would address them in a way that fosters self-reflection, introspection. It's about self-awareness. It's about digging in and delving into yourself to see, why do I act this way when I'm triggered? First, we have to even realize that we're triggered. And then there's in that awareness and in that reflection, as you're doing meditation, maybe even doing actual yoga asanas, which people think, yoga is just moving the body. It's really moving the mind. And if you can move your body in tune with your breath, you may say, oh, okay, I feel this sensation here in my heart. And there's something there. And in your reflection and your meditation, you can see, oh, yeah, this might come from my childhood. And it's just unraveling these layers. You know, yoga is going to unravel layers. Mindfulness practice is going to unravel these layers to get you to the root cause. And then the desired result that we are looking for, I am looking for, is that a person can move in an embodied sense of being. Like, I am not my trauma. I am not my past criminal conviction. I'm not my foster care experiences or my school experiences. I am present now. And who I am now is a reflection of that, but not, stagnant in that. There's narratives, there's internal narratives that we keep that says I'm not worthy. And I'm here to show people you are worthy. I was in prison for 14 years. I've been out a year, and I've completed my certification in yoga, my certification in trauma informed, and my college degree since coming home. Like, because I know I'm not my trauma. I'm not just a felon. I'm a Black man in America trying to show other Black people that we can come to a place of wellness and well-being within our community.
Now, why yoga?
Yoga. Why yoga? I'm getting ready to launch my company, YIFE. Yoga is for everybody. And why yoga? Why do I feel that yoga is for everybody? It's because when you move your body and your breath in accordance with your mind, my downward dog's gonna look different than yours. My warrior one's gonna look different, but it allows me to go to a place that says, I don't have to look like everyone else. I don't have to have the same cookie cutter narrative, right? We look right now in yoga studios and we don't see a lot of Black and brown folks. And what it did for me while I was incarcerated, I want to bring that to my community. I want people to have life skills, wake up, light their candle, and affirmations to themselves and to their household, eating healthier, being out in nature. These are things that yoga has blossomed in my practice. And so that's what I see my community needs.
Right. What's the feedback, man?
Feedback. So when I'm in person with people, it's liberating for me. It's healing for me. When I was with the children at Green Hill School in southern the Chehalis, a little south of Tacoma, this young individual said I was able to go into a place where I was safe, and I brought back memories of my childhood. That was the most loving memories. He was doing this, laying on his back in a circle of 20 people incarcerated, right? Another individual said, what you brought me here today, they can't take this from me, right? That was the feedback. He knew he was going to transfer, but he said, what you brought here, I can take wherever I go on my journey. And that's really a great benefit to yoga, is your practice moves with you.
Yeah. So let me ask you this then. So are you instructing individual classes, or are you also, or in addition to that, are you developing or building more instructors so your practice grows? Or so is it you as the practitioner, or are you, developing more people? So, especially if you said that you want to focus on those who might be incarcerated. Unfortunately, even in this state, you already know. You say you was in for 14. There's so many prisons. There's so many work camps. There's so many things here. How are you looking to expand what you're doing here, where yoga is for everyone?
Well, my expansion is coming through Yoga Behind Bars. There already many volunteers that have took the trauma informed certification. My program development part of it is I want to bring in these newly certified instructors to be able to come in a space full of lived experts, people that have experienced the incarceration system, and instruct them. Get this practice, get this experience, because we don't want to do harm sending people that just sat through a certification and haven't actually applied the skills learned.
Right. That was one of the things. It's a discussion that we've been having here is that there's a lot of people in our community that, of course, are well intended. You know what I'm saying? And clearly there's a lot of people in our community that are dealing with a lot of trauma and a lot of harm. But it's when people who might be well intended but aren't prepared or have the skill set yet to be able to put our people back together, right? Because, you know, sometimes reaching into that trauma be one thing. You know what I'm saying? Ripping the scars and the scabs off is one thing. And sometimes we're not able to heal our people and put them back together. And so we leave them in an affected state. So I guess it's good to hear you say that you're going with a holistic approach of, like, you know, I mean, I think you get what I'm saying. It's like you said, so many of us walk around with this trauma. Everybody can tap into the trauma, but who can heal the trauma?
Right. We're desensitized to it in a sense. We've been carrying it for so long. You said to put our people back together, what does that look like? We haven't seen a day and age of that. What is safety for Black communities? We haven't seen a day and age of that. So now I'm forerunning this with the Black Prisoners Caucus. If y'all can see my t-shirt, you know, these are incarcerated brothers and sisters that got out, and brothers that got out are doing the work, right? So this is definitely building positive communities. Black Prisoners Caucus, Better Parents for Children. It's all connected. You know, this preschool to pipeline, serious. People ain't seen the blueprint design, but it's out there. So what you said, the well-intended folks that are coming out and wanting to do the work and want to heal, now it has to be safe. We have to be trusted. We haven't been able to trust ourselves yet. The community, the services, the system, none of that. There's no trustworthiness in that. But when I show up and people say, what, you were incarcerated, and I know the language, I'm able to give this to well-intended folks. Come in this program and do this 6 weeks with us. And let us see what it feels like, because before the healing, we have to reveal. And am I safe enough to reveal my trauma with these outside folks? Am I safe enough? Do I feel internal safety? You know, I'm going to keep operating from a part of my brain that is fight, flight, or freeze, right? And this is another benefit of yoga, is that we start transcending past that and getting into that prefrontal. And, you know, mindfulness, awareness, self-awareness, that's the goal.
Yeah, no, it's a real deal. Okay. Coming up on the bottom of the show here. So I want to give you an opportunity. You want to look into that camera right there and tell people, like, you know, how a website, social, how they can get up with you.
Definitely. Faraji Bhakti, the Bhakti tribe in the building. Always a blessing to be within community. You can follow me at Bhakti Tribe on Instagram or Facebook. Type that in and you'll be directly connected to me.
All right. Faraji Bhakti. Is Besa still here? Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, we got to talk about Hadestown. Faraji, thank you for joining us. We're going to take a quick break right now. We come back. We'll be joined by Besa Gordon and talk about this trip that Besa and Trae Holiday took down to Hollywood. You're watching The Day with Trae.
I knew that I was naturally drawn to expressing myself creatively. I didn't know what it meant. I didn't know what it looked like. I never, ever thought of it as a career or anything I could ever do. I used to tell people I wanted to be a judge because it just sounded cool. And it wasn't really until I was an adult that I was like, okay, I can really do this and this can be what I do to survive. And that's why now it's so important for me to make sure that my kids and other kids understand that early on, because it's like when you're passionate about something, but it doesn't feel like you can also make that your life.
Right.
It's a really weird space to be in. So, you know, if I can help someone else understand that sooner, like that, I'm thinking about that all the time.
The truth with proof, the truth with proof. If you nice with the sports, then he swooping through. He gon' highlight you. Ain't nobody live like us, fly like us. We gon' find you, put the city behind you. Let us know you got skills. We gon' be at a game. In the Northwest, we reppin' the city where it rains.
All right, welcome back to the Day with Trae. It's your man Big O sitting in today for my colleague Trae Holiday, and we brought Besa Gordon back to the set. What's up, self-made?
Good day. How y'all doing?
Good stuff. Okay, so now, cat, we can put the cat out the bag. Today's the first day of the promotion here. Now, Hadestown is coming to the Paramount Theater. I think it's July 12th to the 17th.
Yes.
July 12th to the 17th. And, Converge is moving on up in the world because we got the call from Julie Furlong and Broadway across America. And when Hadestown had their media junket down there in Hollywood, they called and said, hey, can Besa Gordon and Trae Holiday fly from Seattle down to LA? All expenses paid, by the way, right?
Period.
Down and stayed at the Omni Hotel.
Sure did.
And you guys went down there. And I'm telling your story. You tell us all about it.
I mean, there's no lies here. They definitely hit us up. We ended up going down to LA for their opening night of Hadestown. And not only did we get to see the opening night, we were also able to interview all of the actors that were, do they consider themselves actors?
Yeah, of course.
I mean, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Okay,
they're just stars. Just call them stars.
All of the stars of Hadestown, and please tell me that we have the reel. You guys just got to see this. I want you guys to see this reel so that way you can know what is coming up next.
All right, y'all. Trae Holiday in the building. We're right here at the SeaTac Airport, about to board this flight so we can get to LA. Come on now, Converge is all over the place. Watch out as Converge takes LA.
I almost cried.
Yeah.
But I want to see this again. This was good.
It was that good.
All right. Yeah, I didn't get that invite. And you know what I'm saying? But I'm glad that you and Trae Holiday, and you also, big shout out Curtis Delgado II, who flew down there with you guys. Now, one of the things I remember talking to you there and talking to Curtis and Trayana was the response that you guys got from the Black actors and actresses that are part of the production. They were so happy to see Black media in the building.
Apparently it's just, I guess I shouldn't be that surprised that in LA it's not normal, but it's not normal. And they were just like, dude, I'm just so happy to see Black people here. Even when we were on the red carpet and, Curtis was getting like the B-roll of all of the actors on the red carpet, there was one, she's not necessarily an actor. She's a part of a show called, or maybe it is actually a TV show. I think it's called The Chi. I've never watched it. But she's seen me, Trae, and Curtis, and she literally just like pointed at us and was like, and we were like, hi, because they're not used to seeing Black people there, especially being front and center. So I think aside from it being dope that Hadestown, or shall I say Broadway across America, called us down there to be there and flew us out, I think it was just also great representation. Like, I forget which actress said it, but she was like, they were very particular when it came to making sure that their wigs looked natural and making sure that it wasn't, no shade, but it wasn't off no Tyler Perry type of thing. You know what I mean? Like them Tyler Perry wigs with the mics in the front. She was like, we're not doing that. They wanted to make sure that the wigs that they had looked natural. It's like, this is what I would normally wear on a day. Like, you're not going to have me just pulling out something that you just pulled out of, a suitcase. And for Black women, our hair is important, like that's a big part of us. It's our crown, So aside from that, and just like the overall mannerisms and just it, for them to have us there and for us to just feel that appreciation to be there, it was very eye-opening. And it was like a reminder that, I always tell people that here in Seattle, I'm kind of in like a little bit of a bubble. Like it makes it to where it's like when I leave, I'm like, oh, this is what life is normally like for people. And just in the position that I'm in, I don't sometimes see like the normal life of like the average Black person in Seattle. But to see that kind of appreciation from those actors, especially at their level, that was a big deal.
Yeah, no, it was dope. And yeah, I mean, of course, like it's big shout out Broadway Across America, Paramount, Julie Furlong, of course, crew of Hadestown, and they're coming here. It's July 12th to 17th. Now we got to circle back around Broadway Across America. Be like, man, we need some tickets for our people.
No, period.
You know what I'm saying? We need a promotion going, and you got lots of interviews. So the promo started today, and so we'll have lots of interviews behind the scenes, and of course the red carpet stuff that's going to be coming online. I just got the email from Julie. For Media Day. So I'm going with Media Day, and I'm gonna bring and it's on July 12th. And my youngest daughter Victoria will be here. So me and Victoria, we're gonna go to Hadestown. Yeah. So we'll all go together.
Yeah, no, everyone needs to see Hadestown. It's one of those musicals to where I feel like with us working so closely with like STG and Seattle Opera and everything, like I've gone to a lot of these things. That one in particular, they spent some money on that set. Like the changes throughout the set, there's like conveyor belts going in. Like I've never seen anything like that in person. So you guys definitely want to see it. I don't typically almost cry, but they almost got me. However, my lashes stayed attached, so I was very proud of me. But I do want to see it again.
I always cry.
Last
time we all went together. I think we all saw Anastasia together.
Yeah, he was balling the whole time. It was blue.
Oh, no, blue.
It was blue.
That was warranted.
It was blue.
Dog. It was, it was kind of impossible to just, be a Black father. You know what I'm saying? And see blue, the opera blue, and not be impacted. But this is good. It sounds like you're staying on top of things. I'm glad that you guys had a wonderful time down there in La La Land. You know what I'm saying? And really, I mean, it says something as well that you and Trae Holiday, of all the different media people here representing the Emerald City, that Broadway Across America and Julie Furlong and these guys were like, nah, we need to send Besa Gordon and Trae Holiday. They didn't even want to send Big O. You know what I'm saying? So that says a lot for it. We're overtime right now, so we're going to get ready and get out of here for the day. Thank you for joining us, Besa.
Thank you for having me.
Yep. Okay, everybody. I hope I did all right filling in for Trae. Trae's always on time, though. You see, I'm 7 minutes over, so... Someone's like, bro, please end the show. I have to go. But on behalf of my colleague Trae on a holiday, want to wish you guys a very happy and prosperous day. Talk to you soon.
Converge Media produces culturally relevant content for Black and urban audiences. Our coverage is raw, transparent, and objective, praised by community leaders, government officials, and residents. Support Converge Media today via Venmo, Cash App, or PayPal at Converge Media.